So welcome back. This is time for the meditation. Just checking preliminary requirements. Finding a comfortable position in a comfortable cushion or the sofa or a couch. Freeing yourself from all the responsibilities or all the duties. And dedicating this half an hour for the practice of a meditation. And this time, again, as you are listening, I believe that you are not doing other activities like watching the telly or eating or reading a book and so. So motivate yourself and practice diligently. You may sit comfortably, whichever ways you feel comfortable. Buddha's instruction to liberate ourselves from all the defilements is to strive or urgently practice. So destination is in our hands. It's up to us to change our destination, whether to return into the sensual realms or whether going into the deep deep so-called awful state, or reborn in the heavens, or attainment of the liberation. So all based on our own efforts. So the practice of a satipatthana is the path at the beginning, which also encourage us to develop our concentration and ability to know things as they truly are. So that's why it is also known as the Patthama Magga, means the initial practice. So comfortably sitting and freeing yourself from all the distractions and sit comfortably, relax. You may spend few breaths, take a long breath and release all the tensions. And connect with the body. So this has been over a week. We have been watching or using the primary object of abdomen rising falling to practice, and I've been focusing on that, the gradual progress and gradual development of the practice. And I believe that you've been practicing and you see the connections and how it is developing one step at a time. So again, just refreshing on these methods and practices. If your mind is composed enough and free from restlessness, again straight away starting from paying attention to the rising falling. Otherwise you may relax the body, practice the scanning the entire body. So simply bring your attention to the rising falling of the abdomen and observing it as it rises and as it falls, and with your clear consciousness making a mental note. It is rising and it is falling. So rising, rising, falling, falling. And extending your awareness to how it rises and how it falls, extending it into the rising, falling, touching, and from there again experiencing or training the mind to be aware of the inflation and deflation of the entire body, the connectivity, connections and cause and effects of it. And the rising, falling calms the entire body, or as we are paying attention to the rising, falling, that calms the entire body. Now by this time, if you are continuously, diligently practicing, will be able to notice that how calm your mind has become. There is an experience of a joy of the ability to be mindful and ability to be hanging on along with this rising, falling. The joy that mind is so calm, the joy that mind is able to be mindful and having a clear awareness of each movement that is taking place and how it relates to the body. And this joy is experiential joy, experiential of our own self, the body, and these movements. And this experiencing this sensation of this joy. Each time when mind is able to be mindful of this movement for a certain period of time, that brings joy. Feeling of openness, feeling of greatness. The heart and the mind is so opened and open for all the possibilities with this joy. Sometimes you may experience that after meditation you're smiling. Your complexion becomes so bright and shiny. There is full of loving kindness and compassion towards one another. The previous emotions may arise, or maybe grasp on the previous experiences that may come, and yet observing objectively without intention, you simply do it in this stage. You may feel a lightness of the entire body, brightness of the mind, while you are still observing, rising, falling, and experiencing the entire body inflates and deflates along with it. And you will also be able to note that when you are experiencing this joy, experiencing of such a bright and light, that moment the rising falling is no more exist. In a conventional level doesn't exist, but in an ultimate, as long as we have a breathing in and out, we are still alive, the phenomena of a rising falling is still there. But our concentration has been changed to joy. It's like when we have done something and successful, we feel such a joy and happy. And that's same in this practice too. After working so hard from different stages, and finally we can experience the entire body along with this, and we can also experience that a body making the process calm, and a process also making the body calm, and that's how the joy we will experience. The serenity, the brightness of the complexion, and you may experience that the entire muscles and entire these neurons and physical body, the particles are just relaxed and fully awakened, so light and so bright. And the heart is simply smiles at your success, and that's how you feel joy. So training your mind to observe that joyous moment that you experience after successfully climbing these steps. So breathing in, it rises, and breathing out falls, aware of that rising, falling, and continuously extending your awareness from the small to the larger and larger to the inside, deeper into deeper. There is no thoughts, there is no distractions, but nevertheless, if you still feel restless and not composed, and you're still working to be mindful of the rising, falling, then whenever distractions comes, simply use accepting that distractions, and after that observe, acknowledge, note, and let go, and back to the moment, rising, falling. But if you have been following and continue practicing every night according to the instructions, and the rest of other time trying to collect the points by gradual progress, then you will be able to experience this joy and joyous moment due to your success. But obviously, again, oftentimes you may have to just settle down and just back and relax on the primary object. So continue practicing until you hear the gong, and we'll practice the loving kindness meditation to finish it off. So continue practicing with a relaxed position, paying attention to the rising, falling, and training your mind to be mindful of every other activities until experiencing the joy and happy, the joyous state of the mind. Or simply aware of arising, falling. So we'll practice loving kindness meditation. Okay, so relax yourself. Bring your attention to yourself and allowing yourself to share loving kindness to yourself. Ahang avero homi. May I be well and happy, free from ill will, anxiety, hostility. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, whatever beings there are. May they be free from ill will, free from hostility, intimidation, free from all sorts of troubles of the body and the mind. May they be liberated. So bring that attention to your hands, aware of sensations in your hand and to your body. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation, and reflect for a few moments. Let's pay respect to the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Subhadipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Saṅghang Namami